Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Last time we were here, the fellow was staining the wood banisters, and he's still coming back to finish that. But the reason why I'm here at the house right now is that me and the lady, are trying to figure out what to put in the art niches. And to try and resolve that, we have reached out to our friend Josh, or Ushitat, if you follow him on the YouTube, or My Hands Gallery. Melissa, thank you. We have kind of an idea. Now, Josh makes these lovely sort of sculptural bonsai trees and stuff. And we were kind of talking about maybe like a Japanese cherry tree or something, like as a sculpture.
Something to fill up the space.
Yeah, something that'll, probably in the middle, I would think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, something like that. Does it have sound effects?
Yeah.
Okay, something with sound effects. So we're waiting on Josh to show up, and we're gonna show him the house for the first time, and I guess try and get some ideas for what to do with this sculpture. Josh was here, but look, there he goes. He's running away. On this staircase, I could watch people run away for a while. He's run away because he's brought a sample of one of his sculptures, and we're gonna check that out. Right?
Yep, that was smart.
Oh, look. The moment has arrived where I could watch people from upstairs entering the house. And there's a Josh. Hey, Josh.
This reminds me of Count Olaf.
Count Olaf, I was going to say Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
David Bowie's upside down somewhere.
I haven't seen that in so long. Okay.
So that's probably a little too big, I
This
guess.
one's too big. This is like the latest one I made, but I could make it smaller if what you really wanted was.
Well, we're almost wondering, like, could you do like a Japanese cherry tree that's like taller?
That kind of goes up.
Yeah. So it still has like
It has branches and stuff like that, but it would just be,
and it could have like blossoms on it, right?
yeah.
I could do that.
Okay.
But what do you guys think about like if it was just like a slice of pizza?
I've seen you peddling your pizza online there. Unedible pizza.
This one's actually going to Matthew Fox.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I like that you kind of made it look bendy. Like it would be a nice soggy piece of pizza.
That
but
was actually an accident, but yeah, it's
No, it
a
looks
nice
good.
accident.
that would make me think that I like pizza that's just a little bit on the soggy side. You know, you pick it up like a New York style pizza. Are those mushrooms?
Yeah. So I actually wouldn't eat that in real life, but
Because it has mushrooms on it?
Yeah.
Are you allergic or you just not like mushrooms?
oh, they just make me gag.
Well, I eat mushrooms, and I've been inside a mushroom factory and saw how they grow them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, this grows on that?
Yeah.
And I still eat mushrooms. But I always look at it a different way. What's the little coily one supposed to be, like an onion or something?
Yeah, just like an onion or something. Yeah, you kind of have to use your imagination for some
Could
of
be
them.
an olive.
Could be.
I was thinking these would be olives.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Pepperonis.
Are you
These could be
serious?
like little sausages.
Yeah.
Rebar for crust?
And these could be like when you put bell peppers on them.
It's almost too meta for me.
Yeah.
No, it's super cool. But what I really like is when you do the metalwork, like, and you let the weld kind of run, and you have like that slag sort of look on the.
Yeah.
It really looks nice on that. And I saw you do these bonsai trees, and if you want to buy some of Josh's art, you can do that.
Oh, absolutely. Order from josh@gmail.com, and you can see everything on my Instagram or Facebook page at Ushitat. That's how you spell it. Or if you like paintings, My Hands Gallery, because I'm a finger painter. Oh, I washed my hands so you can't see, but there's a little bit of paint there.
Oh yeah, we'll take your word
I'm
for
working
it.
on a painting right now, yeah.
So we've got the right person for the job, I think, to do something super creative.
Yeah,
So
I think I could come up with something cool. Yeah, like I like that idea.
like a twisty, windy sort of cherry tree kind of idea. It's a similar idea, maybe some blossoms on it or something. So is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I guess I will leave that part in your hands. Okay, Abigail's giving me a push. Oh! This isn't the way I wanted to go! And I'm backwards. Stop back at the house because I need to measure some windows. Very soon we're gonna need to order blinds or to purchase blinds. We have a very specific type we want. We want white blinds. We want them about 2.5 inches. We want the type that you can just push up and down. And we found some, surprisingly, at Home Depot that were on sale for half price right now. I want to make sure that we can get them because getting them on sale would be awesome. So I've come to the house to start measuring all the windows. Now, I'm the only one here right now. I feel that the painters have been here. The reason I think the painters have been here is because the spindles on the railings have started to get their first coat of white paint. That might just be primer, actually. It's maybe the first coat. Hard to say. They're not done yet, is what I'm getting at. But the railings are getting their coat of paint. He did a beautiful job with the stain. He's also done an equally nice job taping everything off. But I noticed, as I was walking through, that they've started to paint all of our shelves. So a lot of you are asking why melamine. I guess after it's primed and painted, it's pretty durable, and it's what they're using in a lot of new home builds nowadays. I think with that coat of paint on there, it should be pretty good. But they have painted the shelves in our pantry, and the shelves in the closet, and very soon, my understanding is as soon as Ian is done with the railings here, once he's got that white completely finished, which should be probably tomorrow, there's a big crew of painters coming through the house, and they're just gonna go crazy painting everything, all that gray color. And not a moment too soon, because the cabinets are gonna be here in about 10 days. And the cabinet crew says that when they start installing all the cabinets in the kitchen and in the bathrooms and everything, there can't be anybody else here because they need their space. They don't want to be working around other people. So they said, yeah, we got to have the area completely cleared out. So Ian's going to get wrapped up, and then the cabinets are coming in hopefully before too long. Well, I guess it's a hard date. They're coming in on the 15th, which is going to be great because we're going to have kitchen cabinets. We have cabinetry on either side of the fireplace that has to go in. And then a few days after that, all the marble starts to come in, or the granite, I should say, is getting installed. I am gonna have a look in the garage. Of course, I'm curious about the garage, because I think they were coming to do, oh yeah, they did the doors too. You can see they've been spraying. I guess that gives you a nice even finish rather than using a brush. So they've been spraying all the doors. That's all nice and clean. Everything is looking good. They've not installed the trim or the handles on the back door yet. Apparently they're waiting on that. I can't remember why. Drupad told me, but they said they're waiting on doing this trim. They've got it ready to go there. But the gray, the agreeable gray, has had a second coat. And while they did a second coat in here, I believe they're coming in to also paint this pillar, the support beam. He asked me if I wanted it capped in like a Roman kind of column or something. And I was like, nah, it's not something we need to really worry about right now. It's just a garage. As long as it's painted and it looks okay, that's fine by me. But I'm just gonna zoom out here. The trim around the windows is done. The heater is working good. And they've painted the concrete along the bottom there. So it doesn't have, it's a more of a uniform finish. And generally things are looking good. We've got a working thermostat. It's actually very warm in here. I might turn the heat down a little bit. I don't think we need to have it set to 25 degrees Celsius. I'll set it to 22. It's a little close to room temperature. It's uncomfortably warm in here, which is kind of good because that means that the heater above my head is doing a good job. That little heater up there is satisfactory in heating the entire space here. And I just can't wait because Very soon, I'm going to have a couple project Volkswagen vans on the go. I'm going to have my old Jag to park in here, and I want to make sure this garage is ready to take all the new projects and things that we've got planned. So far, so good. So for now, I've got to take my list, do my measurements of the windows, and run off to Home Depot, maybe after dinner today, and go pay for a whole pile of blinds so that they're ready to go. We won't want to have our house done. There are a few areas that we're not actually putting any blinds or window coverings. Because we don't have any neighbors that you can see anyway, they're off in the distance over there. We have this beautiful nature out all of our windows in the kitchen. We thought, well, when would we ever really need to have the windows closed here? Let's just look out at nature. So we're not going to have any window coverings in here. And if we change it later on, we can, but we want to leave it nice and open. We are going to put some blinds in the kitchen in case the sun's peeking in and Melissa wants to close them. We are going to put some blinds there that will be able to go up all the way. We're leaving the windows on the fireplace just as open windows. Plus, you have to imagine there's going to be cabinetry here. So every time you want to open them, you'd have to lean over and open or close them. We don't see a tremendous amount of light through those windows, and this space is going to be more of a daytime use space anyhow. For the main window right there, look at the nice view out that window. It looks like a Robert Bateman painting, or if we had a Happy Little Cabin back there, Bob Ross. But we want to be able to see this. We're going to put curtains on the window in the main living room area here, just to give it sort of a nice dramatic kind of look. I don't know about dramatic. I don't know why I said dramatic. I think it'll just look classier to have curtains. Actually, I'm not saying that's my opinion. Melissa and I talked about all this stuff before it came out. She just didn't want to drive on the roads today. In fact, I should probably tell you guys that with everything I'm talking about, the color choices, the curtain placement, where the blinds are going, these are all things I've talked about in great deal with Melissa, with my wife beforehand. I'm just here by myself because it's snowing out, and many times she doesn't have the ability or doesn't really want to come out because the roads aren't great or she's busy doing other stuff. So we talk about the stuff at home, and then I come out here and I talk to you guys. Somebody wrote and said, man, you should talk to your wife about some of this stuff. Trust me, I do. We talk about everything. We come up with a game plan. We work as a team. And then I make sure that it's happening, that we can execute what our mutual vision is, because it's not just my house. It's our house. It's our family's house. Anyway, most of you at home probably know that, but I don't know, felt like I needed to say it. But now I've got my measurements. I'm going off to pick up some blinds. One of the reasons why it's handy to have all-wheel drive, especially when you're out in the country, we don't have anything to clear our snow in the driveway just yet. But Melissa's vehicle, her little Volvo, seems to get through it just fine. It is the next morning. Last night I went out with the kids and we did end up finding some blinds. I got them all in the back of the car, which I've got to offload. That's my mission this morning right now. The entire back of Melissa's vehicle is full of blinds. It's funny, we had 11 sets of blinds cut, and they cut them before you paid for them. The guy gets them all done and ready, and he says, they're all good to go. And I said, thanks. I said, they're all gray, right? And you should have seen the look on his face because they're all white. But I was just teasing, of course. He had a good laugh afterwards. Did you imagine getting 11 sets of blinds cut and then changing your mind on the color? Yeah, we're going to get these offloaded into the garage. And actually, I've got to label each and every one of these boxes too, so I know what room it's supposed to be in. Let's set these over here. So before I got all the blinds cut, I made up a list, and I made the list so that I knew what every single window was for every room. We got them to write down the measurements on the box because you don't want to get confused. And I've labeled the tops of the boxes as well, so we know what window it's meant for and whose bedroom. So we've got the side windows for Jason's bay window. The big one's over there. Jason's, he has a single window there. Abigail's side window, upstairs living room. Everything should be hopefully fairly easy to spot. These are the front room windows. We have 3 in a row. So left, middle, right. It doesn't matter. They're all the same size. But the reason why I wanted to label these is when we take them to the house, we can put them exactly in the room where they're meant to go and not have to remeasure or wonder where they're supposed to go. Plus, if I lost my list, that'd be a lot of remeasuring. So this should make it nice and organized for the install. Aside from getting the blinds cut and ready to install, which we're not anywhere near that yet, but had to be done. You can see I'm carrying a piece of lumber, actually 2 pieces of lumber. That's because we had an old wardrobe in our basement we're using for extra clothes. We're not going to need it now, not for that purpose. And I got it upstairs and I partially dismantled it, and I was going to maybe take it to auction or sell it online. And I thought, you know what? That would probably make some great garage storage. So I decided to actually convert it from a wardrobe into a storage shelf for maybe like tools or supplies or who knows what. It's a nice piece of furniture and I think it'll do the trick. I'll show you once I get inside. This is the piece right here. Now, it's probably like a 1920s, you know, wardrobe. It's not anything fancy. It's probably like a almost folk art kind of thing. I think somebody probably just made it themselves. We had a bar in here, hang bar, that went across. And someone at some point had built it out another 6 inches or so. So I took it back to its original form. And any extra wood that came off that was salvageable, I was cutting down to make these braces, which I've measured out basically every 12 inches or so, just a little over a foot on both sides. And hopefully it should be as easy as putting the planks on top and making this into shelves. I don't foresee it being any kind of issue, but I could certainly use a good cabinet like this for putting, I don't know, anything really. I imagine like the tools all lined up nice in there, maybe paint cans, I don't know. Whatever it is, it'll make a nice cabinet for storage. So let's see if I can convert it. I got my lumber here. And the reason why I didn't buy the really wide planks is it was going to be twice as much money. And for a shelf like this, it doesn't matter to me. I'll just put the shelves side by side. I don't need to have a big wide plank in there. If I would have salvaged wide planks from some other job, I would have used that. But I'm not paying $70 or $80, which is what it would have cost. Lumber prices are crazy right now for the 15 or 16 inch wide plank that I would have needed. This was $9 Canadian a board, which is still, you know, under 20 bucks. But a couple of years ago, that probably would have only been, you know, 10 bucks for the pair. So lumber has definitely gone up. Anyway, enough chatting about lumber prices and more cutting. Well, it might not be perfect, but it's serving its purpose and it'll give me a little bit extra storage without having to spend a whole lot of extra money. Kids came with me today to come and see what's going on. And Ian is here putting the first of the last coats on the railings. We'll go in and say hi to Ian in a sec, but do you guys notice anything different? We have pillars. Yeah, so they just built them out a little bit bigger. We did them white, which I guess it needs another coat. Oh, and it looks like they fixed the roof too, or the ceiling, I should say. The metal underneath that was all damaged, and it's repaired now. So instead of having the stonework, we decided to do these thick pillars. I think it looks pretty good. But Ian has given us the nod that we can look at the railing stuff. You want to come inside where it's warm? Yeah. Okay, let's have a look inside. So you've been busy.
Yeah, it took me about 8 hours to sand those spindles today. Sand them, fill any of the little gaps. You remember here there was those, there was quite a few gaps, not quite a few, hi, how you doing? Hi. Just little gaps there that were needing to be filled. And
yeah. And so careful work will give us a very nice finish. I was very impressed with how smooth and how even you got the wood stain. It was like factory fresh.
Yeah, well, and if you look at this, it's so hard to get a good finish with, you know, because like I say, I used to spray in a downdraft booth. It's perfect. To spray in here is a real challenge to get it right. But
well, hey, it's a good thing. At least the guy's doing all this gray. We're just doing a first coat.
Yeah, we kind of coordinated together, so they're not in my way. 4 hours tomorrow, and then I'm done.
And then you're done.
Well, that's a lie. And then about 8 hours to remove everything.
Right. Oh, because you got to come at the tail end to get all the tape and everything off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everything's wet, but you know, if you wanted to, you know, just gently feel the ones up top, you can.
Oh, I'm not. We just went for pizza, and I don't want to put greasy pizza paws on anything.
Pizza fingers.
But we will have a look around. It looks like, did they do in the basement too, or were they mainly?
Yeah, no, they were here. Yeah. all
Okay.
day.
Well, do you guys want to go down to the basement and have a look?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whatever you want, I'm cleaning my
Down
ass
we
off.
go.
I'm not quite as clean as I was last time you saw me. This is work mode.
Well, you know, we just gotta even you out. That's all.
Yeah.
Just grab some white paint in the sprayer, and you'll never know the difference.
Exactly.
So don't touch the railings, guys, because he was painting. And yeah, it looks like they started doing the edging down here. Cutting in, I should say, all around. I think that the upstairs looked like it had... Did they do anything in Steven's room, Jason? Hey, Steven, your brother's in your bedroom. Yeah, they're just doing the top up there. But it looked like the main floor was almost all painted, so we will go check that out. I'll let you guys browse. Don't touch anything that's white, because it might be fresh. While they're down there,
It's building.
while the kids explore down in the basement, I'm going to have a little peek around upstairs here, because I think most of the work seemed to have been done on the main floor.
Touch the railing.
I don't find it too bad.
Now that we have some of the agreeable gray on the walls, you can really see that it's not that dark of a color. There was concerns that this color would make it look all dark and gloomy, but it looks pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, it does. But show the difference. Like it does look darker in some rooms and lighter
Yeah,
in
when
other
you
rooms.
have shadow, it's dark, but obviously that seems like a no-brainer. Where there's light, it's lighter. But the way it reflects the light is quite bright.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It looks kind of bluish.
Yeah. I like that it looks kind of bluish.
You like that it looks kind of bluish.
That's the basic of
So they were busy rolling like crazy in here. So they got their first coat of the gray on, and not a moment too soon. Because in the next video, we'll have cabinets. That's right. In just about a week's time, there's going to be cabinets installed, and they had to make sure that all the areas that the cabinets were getting installed into were painted gray. And then Ian got wrapped up here because before you know it, there's going to be an entire other crew. And for whatever reason, the cabinet guys don't like, probably because it's hard to paint while installing cabinets. You don't want to get paint splashed all over your new work. So this work that's happening right now was paramount to get that done now. Hopefully the painters will be back in tomorrow and they'll continue on. They have a whole house to paint. There's lots going on, but we have the first bits of agreeable gray on our walls. And I tell you, it is looking awfully nice. So stay tuned for more episodes, guys. We'll have updates for you before too long. And some good progress today, as always. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.